New from us tonight. A Navy chief at NAS Pensacola is accused of shooting and killing her husband. According to Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson, this woman, Bree Kuhn, is charged with premeditated murder. Sheriff Johnson says Kuhn and her husband, Collin Turner, were arguing over their children.
What if I told you a simple argument could lead to a shocking murder, ripping a family apart in an instant? This true story reveals the heartbreaking events surrounding Bree Kuhn and Collin Turner, an ordinary couple whose domestic dispute turned deadly, leaving behind a trail of pain and mystery. Get ready for a gripping tale of love, betrayal, and the haunting fallout from one terrible moment. In this video, we will explore the chilling details of their story and the consequences that follow. Trust me, this is a story you won't want to miss. At the heart of this heartbreaking story are Bree Kuhn and Collin Turner, a married couple whose domestic struggles took a tragic turn. Bree was a chief petty officer in the Navy, stationed at Naval Air Station Pensacola. She was not only a military professional, but also a dedicated mother. But everything changed when she took her husband's life. Bree's defense claimed she was a victim of long-term abuse, arguing that Collin's mental health issues made him dangerous to the family. Despite this, she was found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. Collin was a former Marine who had to leave the service due to a traumatic brain injury, which left him with a 100% disability. While Bree's team described him as unstable and abusive, his family painted a different picture. They remembered him as a loving father and a strong leader, someone who made a positive impact on many lives. His sudden death left his family devastated, especially his parents, who mourned their son deeply. Then, there are the kids, who were caught in the middle of this nightmare. All three were home during the shooting, and after that day, two were placed in state custody, while their 12-year-old stepsister went to live with her biological father. Their lives changed forever. It all starts on September 8th, 2021, with Bree Kuhn and Collin Turner having one of those classic family fights that just escalates fast. We're talking total chaos at home, all sparked by some drama about their kids. Bree feels the tension rising, so she calls 911 at 12:53 p.m., saying, "Help, things are getting out of hand." But when the cops show up, they take one look and decide it's not a big deal, so they leave without doing anything. But Collin isn't about to let it go. A few hours later, at 5 p.m., he calls 911 again, trying to get the police back to the house. They come back, and once again, they don't see anything wrong, so they leave again. It's like they're stuck in some kind of strange loop.
Yes, sir, indeed. What can I do for you? I'm Deputy Lynn with Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, my wife won't let me in my house.
Okay, is this wife?
Domestic dispute? Yep. So,
Okay, can I talk to you over here?
Can I have my daughter, please?
Hey, can I just have you wait right there for just one moment, okay? Not right now. Hold on. Just one second. We'll get this figured out, okay? All right, so what's going on today, sir?
So, she's got mental health stuff going on. I was trying to leave for Georgia to get a break from her for me and the kids earlier today, and then she called you guys. And when I was talking to you guys, she took my photo ID, all my access to money and everything.
Okay.
And then took the kids inside and locked me out. So I've been locked outside in my driveway.
Okay.
For the last couple hours.
You live here?
What's that?
Do you live here?
Yeah, we're co-owners. We both.
Okay.
So I've been on the phone with family advocacy through the Navy and all that most of the day. So I haven't cared that I'm outside.
Okay.
Until she came outside with my daughter on the porch, screaming. So I came over and she gave my daughter to me. She didn't make her stop screaming.
Then everything goes from bad to worse. At 6:22 p.m., Collin calls 911 last time, saying, "My wife locked me in the garage and tried to break my arm." But right in the middle of his call, there's this loud bang, and Collin yells, "She just shot me!" And if that wasn't shocking enough, you can hear 3 more gunshots before the line goes dead. Yeah, Bree shot Collin 4 times, and their kids were in the house the whole time. What started as a family argument turned into a complete nightmare in just a matter of hours. After all the drama, the trial finally reaches its conclusion, after 4 long and intense days in court. As if this case wasn't already chaotic enough, the proceedings were delayed by Hurricane Helene, adding yet another layer of suspense to the already emotional ordeal. When the jury finally delivers its verdict, it's definitive. Bree Kuhn is found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. The sentence is harsh but clear. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. There's no second chance, no way out. This marks the end of Bree's freedom, sealing her fate behind bars for the rest of her life. The sentencing hearing itself is a deeply emotional and gut-wrenching scene.
Why did you have the gun when you went to the garage door? Do you know?
I just wanted to go. Why did they arrest him when I called the police? Why did they arrest him? I didn't want him dead.
She starts out with them, basically running through, the sequence of the day. Police came out. He pushed me to the ground. She says, I locked him out so that he wouldn't take my children. And then she says, the police came out again. I let him back inside, and I locked him out in the garage. And then they're asking her about what happened.
There's Bree. Throughout the sentencing, she remains silent. She offers no apology, no explanation, no words of remorse. Her family, too, stays quiet, sitting in the courtroom without making a sound. It's as if the weight of the trial has drained them of any words left to say. This silence speaks volumes. It's the final chapter in this real-life tragedy, where instead of closure, there's only emptiness. There's no dramatic last-minute revelation, no tears from Bree, just the cold reality of a life sentence and a family that will never be whole again. In this final moment, the courtroom falls still. The once hopeful future of Bree and Collin's family has been reduced to fragments of grief, regret, and irreversible loss. The verdict is a stark reminder of how one moment can forever alter the course of so many lives. And so, the tragic story of Bree Kuhn comes to a heartbreaking close. What started as a heated argument turned into a nightmare of violence, a long courtroom battle, and broken lives. Now, Bree is spending the rest of her life in prison, haunted by the choices that destroyed her family. On the other side, Collin Turner's family is left trying to cope with their unimaginable loss. This story, filled with shocking twists and emotional moments, reminds us how fast life can spiral out of control and leave devastation in its path. That's the story, guys. What began as a domestic argument ended in tragedy, with Bree behind bars and the Turner family grieving a loss they can never replace. It's crazy how fast things can escalate and lead to disaster. If you found this case intense, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next shocking true crime stories. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was justice really served? Could this whole tragedy have been avoided? I'd love to hear what you think.